The Battle of Stalingrad, fought between August 23, 1942 and February 2, 1943, stands as one of the most iconic and brutal engagements of World War II. Marked by fierce combat, strategic blunders, and sheer willpower, this battle not only changed the course of the war, but also offered many instances of individual heroism. As German forces, led by General Friedrich Paulus, approached Stalingrad, their objective was clear: capture the city and secure the oil fields of the Caucasus. They were met with bitter resistance from the Soviet troops under the command of General Vasily Chuikov. The city, located on the banks of the Volga River, became the stage for a battle that would push human endurance to its limits. The initial phase saw the Luftwaffe reducing much of Stalingrad to rubble, turning the cityscape into a treacherous battlefield of ruined buildings and twisted metal. Despite the relentless bombings, the Soviet forces dug in. Chuikov famously declared, "Not a step back." This determination was embodied by soldiers like sniper Vasily Zaitsev, whose skill and bravery turned him into a legend. Zaitsev's precision took down numerous enemy officers, causing significant disruption in German ranks and boosting Soviet morale. Another hero of this brutal battle was Yakov Pavlov, a sergeant who led a small group of soldiers to seize and hold a building that came to be known as Pavlov's house. For weeks, against continuous assaults, Pavlov and his men held their ground, turning the building into a symbol of Soviet resilience and defiance. Pavlov's house became an anchor point in the Soviet defense, withstanding waves of German attacks. The turning point in the battle came during Operation Uranus, the Soviet counteroffensive launched in November 1942. Soviet forces encircled the German Sixth Army, trapping around 300,000 Axis troops within the city. Despite the dire situation, Hitler commanded Paulus to remain in Stalingrad and forbade any notion of retreat or surrender. The encircled German troops faced starvation, harsh winter conditions, and incessant Soviet attacks. Slowly, their numbers dwindled. Many accounts describe the suffering and desperation within the German ranks. Soldiers like Hauptmann Wilhelm Hosenfeld, who attempted to aid local civilians despite the chaos, stood out as rare voices of compassion amidst the horror. Another poignant tale is that of Lieutenant Lyudmila Pavlichenko, one of the most successful female snipers in history. Her presence on the battlefield not only dealt a blow to the invading forces, but also served as an inspiration to her comrades. By January 1943, the situation had become untenable for the Germans. On January 31st, Paulus surrendered to the Soviets. The next day, the remaining German forces capitulated. The aftermath of the Battle of Stalingrad was staggering, with nearly 2 million combined casualties. The city's liberation was a turning point in the Eastern Front, shifting the momentum in favor of the Soviets. The battle showcased individual stories of heroism, exemplifying the extraordinary measures taken by both sides in such dire circumstances.